infected with rabies. I will never forget the feeling that came over me as my dad explained the dangers of being bitten by such a diseased animal. Just hearing the symptoms of rabies, nausea, vomiting, violent movements, uncontrolled anxiety, fear of water, an inability to move parts of one's body, confusion, and even death would be enough to scare anyone half to death. Unfortunately, all the little animals around us, including the neighborhood dogs, were prime suspects for carrying and transmitting the disease via bite or saliva. As I listened with eyes wide open, trying to absorb all this alarming information, my father added this warning. Now, Marky, listen carefully. If you are ever confronted by an animal that looks infected, don't move forward to approach it. And whatever you do, don't just turn and run. These animals smell fear, and if you run, they will chase you and bite you. It's not a pleasant thought, and if you trip and fall, they will go for the throat, trying to kill you. Taking a deep breath and trying to be brave, I asked, "Then what should I do?" My dad replied, "If possible, quietly back away, nice and easy, until you have an opportunity to get away. Then come home and tell your mother and me." What he said next was something I have never forgotten. His words saved me personally, and I also later told them to my own sons who are now grown. "Marky, if any of these animals ever gets aggressive and there's nowhere for you to go." Suddenly, my dad stood up, fully straightened his back, stuck out his chest, raised his hands, and said, "Shout as loud as you can, 'Hash brown!'" When he screamed that phrase, even though I had heard him yell it many times, it scared me all the way to my bones. Then my father said one last thing that still echoes in my mind as clearly as the day he said it. "Son, remember, you don't have to be afraid of them. Make them afraid of you. Never forget, in their eyes, you are bigger and taller. So as I taught you, yell much louder than they growl. The truth is, you are much more of a threat to them than they are to you. Do and say what you've seen and heard me do, and say 1,000 times." I leaned back, took a breath, and then exhaled as he said, "Do you understand, son?" Quickly I responded, "Yes, sir, I got it." Fight or flight. In my little mind, I continually replayed potential scenarios where I was either bitten or chased by zombie-looking creatures with red eyes and saliva dripping from their fangs. As you might imagine, I was beyond relieved when I didn't experience any problems in the weeks and months following. I encountered no rabid skunks, squirrels, or coyotes. Thank God. Then it happened. It was on a Saturday evening, more than a year later, just a few weeks after my 11th birthday. I was walking home from a friend's house through a freshly plowed field when I heard an odd noise behind me. When I turned around to see what I was hearing, I noticed dust off in the distance and the sound of barking dogs, along with an eerie cry. "Oh no," I thought, "it can't be." I swiped my long hair out of my face away from my eyes. After struggling to catch a glimpse of what was coming toward me, I finally got a better look at how many wild dogs there were. I worked feverishly to calm myself, trying not to panic. Quickly, I turned back around, attempting to measure the distance between where the dogs were and the location of my home. Even though I was a relatively short way from the house, my heart began beating rapidly in my chest as my mind tried to decide what to do next. Should I make a run for it? At the time, there were very few neighbors living close to us, so I didn't have the option of running to a nearby house. Before I knew it, almost as if they were systematically taking turns lunging at me, 3 wild-looking four-legged beasts came toward me, tumbling, rolling, and finally skidding to a slow halt. Each of them used its wiry